Here we go again. Buckle up. Okay, it's working. So the wasps are starting to nest around here crazy. They're all over the place. I just told them I'll get rid of myself. I know you're busy. They had some sort of emergency. I don't know if it was a corporate emergency where they had to fill in somewhere else, or they had some sort of emergency around here where they had a lot of work to do. I don't know. I think it sounded like it was a corporate emergency. Sometimes they fire like a whole team or a whole team quits somewhere, and then they have to, share the load. So I'm building a furniture dolly for my refrigerator. It has to be at least 24 by 24. So I'm gonna go to Walmart and get one of those 24 by 24 pieces of wood, or not Walmart, at Home Depot or something. What was weird is I was looking at price casters. Again, the cheapest way to do it I figured out is to buy or to use my regular furniture dolly and just cut sections off and then connect it into that piece of plywood. I went through this before when I was trying to do it was like a cabinet, and I was trying to put something underneath the cabinet. So I had to adjust the size so it worked. But the only way to do it was with a dolly. Now I'm like picking up a vibe from the officer, and I don't know where I'm trying to receive something. There's an officer side of the road, and I'm trying to get whatever that messaging was. It doesn't mean it was from him. It could be from the entity or some other entity. But I can't read it. For her, I don't know what's in her. You got to remember, I worked in law enforcement at a time when there was very few women. I was in the military, mostly men, only men in combat engineers, and then when we went overseas, it was very few women where we were stationed. So that's why it's natural to say him or he. Now, I was a great boss for like when I was a detail supervisor for women. I really took care of them in my detail and did not discriminate. Thank you, dear. Gary's used just one big detail to more. All right, we gotta get Trump, Homan. Nom, Abbott. You gotta get them again. What? They gotta start praying in public. I don't know if everybody's seen my ex. I mean, because Elon's like evil now, and I'm Jewish, so he could be messing with everything I do. That's one of the angles. I think is anti-Semitism, right? No, I wish Elon would change because I think they're going to take everything from him eventually. Right. I mean, you still have some money. It's hard to take all of that money, but he's probably they're going to make a case against X, and he's going to have to turn it over to someone else. Right. It's kind of scary on X. So again, I'm remember I was describing the algorithms and what they were doing. It's gooning. It's actually a psyop. Gooning is a psyop. They put that in people's lives. They corrupt algorithms. Oh my god. So what was the other one? What was the other one I said? A couple like trap is something too, where you try to get people to look at traps. I'm like, what is a trap? I still don't think I have a definition of that one. See, like when you're in the porn squad, you can like talk to everybody. Everybody knows stuff already. You just come in, oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Well, I think traps like young people, like young. I don't know if it applies to young girl or just young gay men or something like that. I'm not sure yet, or like trans or something. But I think it could be just young. What do they call that? I guess they're not young. Just oh, I guess it could apply to young. I always think it looks more like legal age to maybe 25 or something like that. But it could, I guess maybe it could be something below that. No gooning. What was the one I was talking about? Algorithms. Oh yeah, and then the Queen of Spades thing. They have a Queen of Spades a psyop that they use to try to make you have sex with black men. Actually, well endowed black men. They really do. I guess women and men. I think it applies to both. No, these people are nuts, man. I told you, the people that do this to me are insane and they sick. No, I never went out and had sex with anyone. So let them put that out there. Right. See, I could write a whole book on this algorithm psyops. Well, that's why they come up with the term gooning. They more talking about it, but we'll call it gooning. And then nobody will believe it's the algorithm. It's just like the gooning culture. But it involves a whole bunch of stuff. Like your whole life gets twisted to empower the algorithm. Gooning is a psyop. That's how that happened. Thank you, Larry. But it obviously includes metaphysics the way I've explained it. Right. So you see how they're ruining our world? Created gooning. Oh yeah. The what are they called again? The incels. The incels is a psyop. They started blocking men from women. But a lot of these are like female CIA people. So you understand what's going on, right? Oh, they'll come into your church and be all holy and everything, but they're actually gay. The gay army, the lesbian army, the male, that's subservient to well endowed black men. Don't tell me I'm disgusting. It's what you're into, all of you. If you're not the person operating the computer around your operation, I don't really give a darn. You're a devil. They're devils. You work together. Nah, I'm sure there's the lesbian army's part of it. And again, they'll come in and conservative is all. It's like an act to them. Remember, these are like CIA trained people. They'll come in and act like the big conservative in the world. So again, that's what's going on over there in Luma Carlson land. The Russians are probably part of it. They're playing a game, man. They're playing a game with Carlson and Luma, making them believe that that's the Holy Grail. Right. There's nothing really there. I mean, the investigation was how long ago? Look, I told you like in 2010 or so, or maybe a little bit after that, that I heard it, I guess, back then, that people that were on the case, fabricated case against me, and they just kind of like they laughed it off years ago because it was so ludicrous. They didn't realize the deep state would just do this to my life. A lot of them, but again, you got to answer to God on it, right? So, but they were sitting on my case or in my, operating the case like in Naples, and then like somewhere along the line, they get back to the case and they notice that the regulatory information it was missing because they're trying to tell the other agents like no. And I never directly spoke to any a plot. So yeah, somebody was working on the fabricated case against me, and early on they didn't care because it was just so ludicrous. And it's like it's not going anywhere. Larry's living in like they think. I don't know. So and then years later, I got back on your case because I'm like reassigned. Oh, it was maybe somebody from Baltimore, right? So they said the exculpatory information was missing. File to explain something to the other people because there was a ton because they didn't understand like why, and they go, well, there's exculpatory information in here. Let me find it. So those files are nothing like the files. The Epstein file is nothing like the file was in 2019. Right. Tell about Joe Biden and Epstein. They would get rid of it. Right. So I told you, like, I guess I started saying about 2012 because they wouldn't. And I would say, like, really nothing, just kind of, I started saying that, these files, pulling the adults away and bringing young boys around me. I mean, even the young missionaries start, distancing. Right. And it wasn't for safety. It's a scam. So they can create a false history. Right. When it comes to church, you just hang out with those young boys over there. No, I could feel before it got as bad as it is now. I could feel it. This distancing, the shutting down. Right. Wasn't anything I was doing. No lying. Right. Thank you. But yeah, but if your life revolves around LDS, you're not going to buck. Because if the boss says you got to do what the cop says, you got to do what the cop says. Even if the cop's a dirty piece of garbage, like the ones that are here that enable and empower narcotics distribution and sex trafficking. Thank you. No, the Bible does not tell you to follow the government that enables sex trafficking. So if that's going on, or if the government bears false witness, it's no longer that thing. Again, when the government's right, I'm not telling you to overthrow your government, but you're not supposed to be part of false witnessing. Right. Correct. Well, to hell. So here's a 2 by 4. I'll cut it down to 26 or so. Actually 30. I'll cut it down 30. It would sit better on there. Oh, take this off. Leave that on. Yeah, but is it? It should. Well, the thing is, 30. Just make it the same size as the thing. Oh, no, I forgot that. Oh, I'm on now. Okay, I didn't see. I probably should have said that. I got into Home Depot and it was a little confusion trying to hook up to their internet. It didn't go automatically. I had to go ahead and so again, you'll see devils and you'll see, and you'll think like, okay, so I've brought it before from the other angle that you'll see people with tattoos and, satanic emblems and horns and piercings, and they look like Satan's tail, but it's an illusion. The real satanic people are in the church. Now, those people, I don't think that they're just church people. I think they have connections other places, maybe like CIA or something. So again, if that's true, whoever you have to investigate them because whoever they're connected to is connected to what's happening against the White House right now on the Epstein thing, right? Because I'm in that mix. So they set it up, and now they flipped the trigger, hoping that I would go against Trump. So the same stuff's happening to Loomer and everyone else. So what they're using on with Loomer is Pam Bondi's being close to Trump. They did that jealous woman psyop to her. So every time she looks at a news article with 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 Bondi, especially around Trump, there's operators online doing that demonic projection of the mind, saying, "Oh, how dare she be near Trump? You should be near Trump. You earned it." Right. Because I know what they do in my mind, so I know what they're doing in their mind. I've been under that thing for 35 years or something, so I know what they're doing. So they got a jealous woman psyop going with Laura Loomer. So what they expected, because I developed a pattern for them. I know they're not investigating anything, believe me. No. They're just that's the way they carry it, so they can commit acts of criminal psychological stuff. Yeah. So every time they would do something like that, I didn't know it was called gooning. I would follow the algorithm, which is a gooning algorithm that's on X. I didn't know it was called gooning. I saw the word gooning. I'm like, what's gooning? And because so this is the thing, like if you Google something, then there's a lot more people that plug into the Google. So I can't really just Google it because then I put other people in it. It's hard to, from a distance to figure out who's involved. Right. Well, ex-employees themselves could be psyoping Elon into that condition of mind. I mean, it wouldn't only be them; it includes Russians most likely. Right. And of course, they're going to say it's Israel. Why? Because that does the anti-Semitic thing that you've seen so often. Yeah. So they're trying to stimulate anti-Semitism. So it's a big psyop going on all across all that. It cursed me. See, now I know I was correct because that fell on the ground, the board. That's how I know I figured it out. Their devil thing attacked me. They're experimenting to get rid of Trump and put Vance in. I'm not sure where Vance stands with anti-Semitism for real, not just the face game. Right. They may have history where Vance was an anti-Semite. Right. He may have bought into the rich Jew bull. I do admit some rich Jews are just as nasty as the rich William. Right. So again, but not all of us are rich. You know what I mean? And back in the day, even the rich Jews used to do the freedom fighting stuff for real. Like Martin Luther King and all that. You had a lot of Jews helping him. Right? That whole Charlie Kirk thing when he talked about Martin Luther King, that's horrible. That's really horrible. When Kirk talks about Martin Luther King and all that, that's horrible. He's doing closet racism, man. Not even closet. It's just what they call dog whistle racism. Right. Oh wait, is there a tag on this? Yeah. No, I had like $20 left on my Home Depot card. I was just looking at it the other day, but I don't think it's in my wallet. Wait, no, it's my Discover. Darn it. Oh well. I have to use my other card. Yeah, Home Depot's got great prices on air filters. Like if you look at the price, it's not good, but if you buy four, then the price, I think you get like two free or something. Which means you're not two free, but you get the bulk pricing. That's really good. And it's nice that they have the Merv 12 or whatever. I like the Merv 13 and above, but for the price, 12 is fine. And I can walk to the store and just get it done, get it done. Right. I don't know. Maybe I have to check out here. Probably be easier. Let me see if I can get a first self checkout. And so there's like the people trying to do this, they prefer me to self checkout. That's what it's about. See how the world's rigged with these like subliminal messages. But see, when the deep state gets involved, they become overt messages. Yeah. Oh wait, where's my sunglasses? There's no discount on lumber, so I might as well pull out my veterans or my Home Depot number. Probably something else I could buy here, but I don't want to waste my time. I gotta get this thing done so I get my refrigerator rolling on wheels. I'll probably leave it on the wheels. Well, I gotta clean the. I gotta clean the that closet out. So I don't feel like playing the game where you tilt it back and all that. What happened?
Please remove your card.
I did. How to cancel? Oh, there it goes.
Please remove your card. Would you like an e-receipt?
No, I don't.
For shopping at the Home Depot.
Hey, look, my name's everywhere. More.
Wow.
Actually, that's the old country. The old country to the U.S. name. We're going back to the Israeli Jewish name. Part of it is also trying to block me from getting to the VA paperwork. But that's a witness. I mean, it's going to affect the country. So if you want the country to go up, if you want things to work, then you block them. Metaphysics is part of it. God doesn't play that game where metaphysics doesn't weigh in. Obviously, 3/4 of this country can't get out of their own way. So they're not going to be held accountable. The people that are causing the blocks on their way, they'll be held accountable. And it's not socialism, it's God. Right. God expects people to have free will. So if you're metaphysically blocking, then you're the people in the scripture. That's why they put their people in Christianity, because Christianity holds the keys to all of it. So does Judaism. But if you read it like a Meshuggah, like a devil, then you're not going to see anything, right? So the New Testament is very important. I think it, like I said, a lot of it, the New Testament is in the Oral Torah too. You go to the Talmud, the Mishnah, and a lot of other stuff. You'll see actually New Testament stuff. I think some of the rabbis read the New Testament and just said, "Yeah, it's a good idea," and some of it, Emden read it, a little bit of it. Wouldn't admit it, I'm sure. Well, you have to understand, Rabbi Yeshua ben David, aka Jesus, said, if you cause this person to fall, you're gonna be held accountable. And again, what the Goyim did was try to shift it to, if you deal drugs and that person uses drugs, then it's on you. But guess what? The Jewish the Jewish authority got dinged by Jesus for the same thing. Right. So you see, it's the same thing. It's the same thing as that Sanhedrin back then. For some reason, my volume's very low. So, essentially, he's saying you're blocking these people's way. It's in your account, right? You won't let them, enter in. It says you don't let them enter in, and you don't enter in yourselves either, right? You're perpetrating the fraud. So, right. Are you saying this about the LDS Church, Larry? We want to get this operation over with so we can get our payments, our bonuses. Are you saying this about the LDS Church, Larry? Just say it is, and we'll get your girlfriend. It's hilarious, man. What's going on is that Jesus realized, and his name was actually